The 2017 action-adventure horror film The Mummy, a bold reinvention of the classic Brendan Fraser series, has seen a rebirth on Netflix. In this film, Cruise's character, Nick Morton, unintentionally awakes Ahmanet, the malevolent ancient Egyptian princess played by Sofia Boutella. As the film acquires unprecedented popularity on Netflix, fans and novices alike wonder if a sequel is in the works. Whether you're a die-hard fan, a potential watcher, or just curious about The Mummy 2 featuring Tom Cruise, this is the video for you! In the ancient realms of Egypt, Princess Ahmanet faces a cruel twist of fate when her father begets a son, robbing her of her rightful place as ruler. Driven by an insatiable thirst for power, she strikes a dark pact with a deity, Set, and commits the gruesome act of murdering her own family. Her heinous deeds lead to a severe punishment. She is captured and mummified alive. Fast forward to the present day, where U.S. Army Sergeant Nick Morton and archaeologist Jenny Halsey inadvertently stumble upon Ahmanet's long-buried tomb, unwittingly setting off a chain of events that resurrect the ancient princess. As supernatural occurrences unfold, Nick discovers that he is cursed by Ahmanet, who harbors plans to use him as a vessel for the powerful deity Set. The chaos intensifies as Ahmanet unleashes havoc on the modern world. In the midst of the turmoil, a secretive organization led by Dr. Henry Jekyll intervenes. Dr. Jekyll's alter ego Mr. Hyde has designs to utilize Nick as a host for Set. In a bid for survival, Nick and Jenny manage to escape and confront Ahmanet. The confrontation escalates as Ahmanet summons an army of zombies and triggers a massive sandstorm in the heart of London. Facing the relentless pursuit of Set's possession, Nick resists succumbing to the ancient deity's control. Instead, he harnesses the newfound powers to extract Ahmanet's life force, a daring move that ultimately leads to her demise. As Ahmanet is vanquished, Nick bids a poignant farewell to Jenny and chooses to vanish into the unknown. In the aftermath, Nick resurrects his fallen comrade Chris and embarks on a journey to Egypt. His quest is driven by the desperate need to find a cure for the curse that clings to him, a consequence of his entanglement with Ahmanet's ancient powers. As The Mummy hurtles towards its conclusion, Nick Morton, in a climactic showdown with the resurrected Princess Ahmanet, manages to wield the powers of Set to extract her life force, ultimately defeating her. The struggle for control ensues as Nick grapples with Set's possession, but a pivotal moment of recollection involving Jenny and Dr. Henry Jekyll empowers him to regain control. With Ahmanet sealed back in her tomb, Jenny and Dr. Jekyll ponder the uncertain fate of Nick, now fused with Set's formidable powers. The looming threat of the Prodigium, a clandestine organization, intensifies, prompting Nick to bid a heartfelt farewell to Jenny before disappearing into the shadows. The concluding scenes unveil Nick in the desolate desert, resurrecting his comrade Chris. The duo embarks on an enigmatic adventure to Egypt, fueled by the shared aspiration of finding a cure to liberate Nick from the lingering curse bestowed upon him by Ahmanet's ancient and malevolent powers. The Mummy weaves a tale of supernatural proportions, blending action, horror, and the allure of ancient Egyptian mystique into a thrilling narrative that leaves audiences captivated by the lingering possibilities that unfold beyond the sands of time. At the present moment, there are no definitive indications of a follow-up installment, The Mummy 2 featuring Tom Cruise. The original aspiration to construct a shared universe encompassing classic movie monsters such as Frankenstein and Dracula has been shelved, primarily due to the lukewarm reception of the inaugural film in the series. Despite the existence of a dedicated fan base and a recent surge of interest in the franchise, there are no concrete plans or official announcements regarding a sequel that would see Tom Cruise reprising his role. The ambitious project to establish a cinematic universe featuring iconic monsters faced setbacks, leading to a reconsideration of the franchise's direction. The underwhelming performance of the initial film prompted a reassessment of the broader universe concept, leaving the fate of subsequent films uncertain. While discussions around potential sequels have circulated within the fan community, the lack of official confirmation from the production side has kept expectations in check. In the absence of a confirmed continuation with Tom Cruise, speculation abounds about the potential rejuvenation or reboot of The Mummy, possibly with a fresh ensemble of actors taking on pivotal roles. Industry observers and fans alike are left to ponder whether the franchise will undergo a transformation, catering to a new generation of audiences and evolving cinematic tastes. But why was The Mummy a failure? What stopped the dark universe from progressing? The undeniable truth is that, despite a substantial budget and prominent personalities involved, films can fail if crucial elements are lacking. In the case of Tom Cruise's remake of The Mummy, numerous essential components were notably absent, making it challenging to overlook these shortcomings. An objective analysis of the movie reveals why both fans and critics criticized it, and shed light on why the intended franchise it aimed to launch failed to materialize. It could be considered one of the most disheartening films of the 21st century, particularly due to its role in the abandonment of the Dark Universe concept. The Mummy's marketing was poor. The marketing campaign for The Mummy in 2017 was notably lackluster and subpar overall, with a particularly frustrating element. Regardless of whether it was a poster, billboard, or trailer, the focus consistently centered on the eyes of the titular character Princess Ahmanet, each of which featured an additional pupil. This implied a significant and mystical quality, but in reality, these unique eyes had no relevance to the storyline. Viewers were left without any insight into the supposed significance of these intriguing eyes, rendering them essentially inconsequential. The marketing in this aspect proved to be highly misleading. The Mummy wastes Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is undeniably an iconic and exceptional actor, boasting 3 Academy Award acting nominations for his roles in Born on the 4th of July, Jerry Maguire, and Magnolia. While not securing a win, such nominations underscore his considerable talent. Unfortunately, The Mummy fails to capitalize on Cruise's involvement, as it assigns him a one-dimensional character with minimal depth. The film provides scant opportunities for Cruise to showcase his charm, and his talents seemed overshadowed by a continuous stream of generic action sequences. Given that The Mummy is positioned as a Cruise-driven vehicle with the superstar at the helm, it appears as though he might as well have disengaged from the project entirely. Tom Cruise tries too hard and too often. Cruise has demonstrated his decent comedic skills in various films like Losing It, Risky Business, Cocktail, Tropic Thunder, Night and Day, and American Made. However, in The Mummy, whenever he tries to be funny, it feels forced and happens too frequently. The attempts don't land well, not only because The Mummy isn't a comedy, but also because the rest of the cast is portraying darker or more serious characters and is not on the same wavelength. It just feels out of place and doesn't get any laughs. The Dark Universe is forced and rushed. The Mummy was designed to kick off Universal's Dark Universe franchise, a fact that was widely known. However, the introduction of this broader universe didn't have to feel forced or hastily executed. To put it in a common saying, it's more of a marathon than a sprint. Consequently, the inclusion of Russell Crowe's Henry Jekyll in the film as the Dark Universe's counterpart to Nick Fury seemed unnecessary. Furthermore, revealing his transformation into Eddie Hyde felt like it could have been a significant surprise saved for later. Instead, these choices detracted from The Mummy's identity as a standalone film. The Mummy isn't scary. The primary reason for The Mummy's failure and its unfortunate inability to kickstart the Dark Universe is its lack of scares. While mummy movies, such as those featuring Brendan Fraser, aren't typically known for being terrifying, a film meant to launch a franchise like the Dark Universe should incorporate classic and appropriately frightening cinematic monsters. Despite its promises, The Mummy fell short in delivering suspense, scares, and a titular antagonist that evoked any sense of fear. Throughout 2017's The Mummy, Ahmanet fails to instill any genuine scares, and that's a significant letdown. Well, that's it. For now, make sure that you like our video. Please share your views in the comment section with us. Subscribe to the channel and get updated. And do not forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.